Alright, hello, welcome back. This is our advanced video, so make sure you've gone through the beginner and the intermediate ones first, and you've done all the exercises. We're going to be combining them and adding some levels of difficulty, so double check, make sure you're feeling ready for it. Make sure your space is nice and clear, you're in front of a couch, and we're going to also use a couple of extra props today. So you're going to want to make sure you have some bouncy balls, and we're also going to use some hand weights. So these ones, just light 3 to 5 pound weights are going to be just fine. And you might want a bigger ball as well, bouncy ball, basketball, something like that. And we're going to use that as well to add one extra layer of difficulty. So if you're ready, go ahead and stand on your balance board. And we're going to start off with around the world. So you basically just start at 12 o'clock and you roll around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, all the way around back to 12. And roll all the way around. And we're going to try to do a full 360-degree roll here. There's kind of a strange phenomenon when you're rolling around the rim, it starts turning your body. And depending on the height and the width of your balance board, it actually will turn you faster or slower. It takes more or less revolutions to come all the way around. You might want to use a balance bar, or if your friend is stable, you can grab onto them. And it might take you several tries, but see if you can roll all the way around the world, and you'll eventually end up facing the same direction where you started. It might take you 20 or 30 revolutions, so it could take a little while. So don't worry if it doesn't happen right away. Okay, if you're on a sticky mat, which we do recommend, you never want to do this on a hardwood floor or linoleum. If you're on a sticky mat, it might get a little scrunched up, so just double check that you don't have a trip hazard here. And then try the other way. And just little by little, if you stick with it, eventually you're going to roll all the way around the world. End up facing the same way that you started. And we might be going faster than you, so if you need to pause the video and take more time with this, that's totally fine. It's okay if you need to step off a little bit and reorient yourself. Alright, so you should be nice and warmed up there. Okay, again, clear off if there's any wrinkles in your mat, make sure that's nice and comfortable.
Alright, so again, that was an ankle, knee, hip warm-up. Alright, so we're going to use the upper body twist again. So if you have your arms like a cactus, alright, that's good. If you can't, you can have them sort of neutral. Alright, but we're going to start to do that cactus twist. But this time, to make it advance, we're going to turn our head in the opposite direction. Make sure we're breathing, staying relaxed. Trying to keep that center of balance over the middle of the board as well. Not relying on the edges. Trying to hold right in the middle, nice and steady. Slower, nice and controlled.
One thing that might help is if you pick out 2 spots that you want to look at from left to right, and just look from that, candle to the bookshelf, something like that, and just go left to right, so you have something that your eyes can land on. That can help you stabilize a little bit because there's a lot of movement going on here.
And shake it out, lower legs, cut your arms. Good. Alright, so if you have those little hand weights, okay, you can use those here. Alright, if not, you can just use a ball, alright, or something a little heavier. Okay? It could be even, a big book if you have it. Something that, it won't break when you fall and hopefully won't break your foot.
Okay, so this is the wallpaper squat. So you just reach up like you're grabbing wallpaper and you're tearing it off and you're bending across your body. You're adding that extra weight so that your center of gravity is going to have to be quite a bit more sharp to keep you in the center. So your center of mass is moving around and you have to really work to stabilize yourself here. Use your legs a little bit too. Move your head and eyes if you can. And try to keep on the balance board. Good, and really you can start with a very light weight. Even 3 pounds starts to feel pretty heavy after a while.
Yeah, take breaks if you need. This is definitely a good workout.
All right, a couple more times. Okay, nicely done. Go ahead and let the weights down and shake out your shoulders if you need, if there's a little bit of soreness there. And just stretch it out a little bit.
Alright, so if you have your tossing objects, the bean bags, the balls, the dinner napkins, scarves, alright, now we're going to start to pass them between each other. Alright, so a simple way, first the right one you can throw it up, and the left one comes across. So you're just making a circle, up and across, up and across. Right hand goes up, pass it across. Good. And we start to go the other way, other direction. So left hand throws it up, right hand passes it across.
With practice, you can start to make the toss a little bigger. So you can go up and up, up and up. So both of them can go the same height, but that's a little harder, so work up to that gradually. Now don't be alarmed, this might be hard even without the balance board. So you may want to start off with that first, just on the ground, and then graduate to the balance board once you get those skills. And even if you're skilled, it's still going to drop plenty of times, so don't be alarmed if that happens. Alright, nice work. So now we're going to work with some gaze stabilization and some eye and head movements. So this is really going to be challenging because when you're on your balance board, your whole body's going to be shifting more than usual. So just simply pick a point on the wall and you can look at it. Something across the room is good, and just move your head up and down and all around and start to just give yourself a lot of variations and get used to that first.
Imagine you're walking through the forest, alright? You want to look up at the trees and the birds, the mountains, alright? So we're not always looking down at our feet, alright? We want to be able to make sure that our body is balanced and knows what it's doing, while our head is taking in senses from other directions.
Yeah, and then start just moving all around the room, just looking kind of randomly far and close all around. Your head and your eyes are moving, and often moving in different directions. So as your head moves left, your eyes move right. As your eyes move down, your head moves up. Try lots of different variations, circles, spirals, zigzags. And if you get dizzy or seasick, just stop, take a break, put your kickstand down, or step off, or have a seat on the couch. That's totally fine.
For more of a challenge, bend your legs more. Always a good way to add to your workout.
And you're really working this vestibular system, your inner ear, these reflexes, and the ability for you to balance really will improve if you challenge it. Okay, you've got to give it some challenges, and it will adapt to those challenges over time.
Thanks. For sufficiently dizzy, you can always change your foot positions with that as well. A good way to make that more challenging. All right, so now we want to go back to our 1 minute balance challenge. All right, so find your wide stance. All right, you can have your balance bar or wall nearby, but this time for a minute, we're going to try to balance just nice and tall, but with our eyes closed. Last time we slowly blinked. All right, this time we're going to try to keep those eyes closed. If you start to fall too much, open them, or hit your kickstand, step off if you need, come back, and slowly close your eyes.
So So really don't hesitate to open your eyes or to step off if you feel like you're falling, because you won't necessarily realize that you're falling, because we often rely on our vision to let us know when we're moving. So if you haven't honed your proprioception, that sense of where you are in space yet, you may be a little bit late. So don't hesitate, open your eyes anytime or step whenever you need to, but over time you may be able to get to a minute, and that's totally fine if you never do. It's still going to be a good challenge to try.
Make sure your space was clear as well.
Yeah, for this one, this is probably the most challenging one we're going to give you. So you want to make sure you're right against, your back is against a wall or in front of a couch. You may want to use a balance board or balance bar, or you may just want to lay a bunch of cushions and pillows around you if you're at all worried if you're going to have a tumble that you're going to be just fine and you'll be safe. Alright, that's a minute. Go ahead and step off.
Yeah, that is really challenging, okay? I think for pretty much anyone, or if you're not really mentally prepared, if your legs are tired at all, alright, not easy. So work your way up to that. Use the slowly blinking technique, alright, that'll help you get there. And then just, working on balance with your eyes closed on the ground. Okay, so now we want to build up that one leg balance. Alright, so this time, alright, we're going to step on with one foot. So make sure you're used to it. Alright, step off if you need to. Alright, know how to enter and exit. Alright, but this time, alright, when we're balancing, we're going to start to do some leg movements. So we're going to kick forward, alright, with our elevated leg. Alright, it doesn't have to be too high, just nice and slow and in control. Alright, we can come out to the side. Alright, using the outside of the hip. Alright, our abductors or abductors, really important. A muscle that tends to get ignored. This is a really good way to work on your balance and those muscles. Alright, it doesn't have to be very far, just to whatever range of motion you're at now, and hopefully as you work on flexibility and strength, you'll be able to improve that and get your leg a little bit higher. Now we can go backwards. Alright, make sure we're not leaning forward, stay nice and tall. Alright, and we're just picking either the ankle up, alright, or really bending from the hip. Alright, so you can either pull your ankle up and bend the knee, or try to keep the knee straight and bend from the hip. Good. Alright, and we can come off our balance board there, shake it out.
Yeah, that can really smoke those hips there. So take a little break, massage it out if you need to, or tap it out. Don't overdo it.
Good. So other foot, alright, when we're ready, alright, make sure we're balanced. Each side can be a little different, so find your balance here. A couple of forward kicks. Try and stay nice and tall. Alright, move to the outside, use that abductor again. Okay. Or you might notice this hip's already tired from standing on it. Alright, so another good way to strengthen the muscles, alright, that our body uses for balance. Start to come behind us again, so either ankle up or moving from the hip. Kicking backwards from the hip. Good. And relax. Come off your board, shake it out.
Yeah, that's a tough one. We're going to do a couple stretches at the end for you, so don't worry. So relax those hips, shake them out. This is really important though. You need the strength in these hip muscles to keep you balanced. They're really the first line of defense. When you start to sway, they pull you right back in. So they need to be strong, powerful, and responsive. So, if we're ready, we can start to come towards the ground. We're going to work on our plank position again, the upper body arm strength. Alright, so this time, if our progression was arms back, alright, this is sort of easier, where your hips over your ankles, your arms extended. The tabletop, alright, where we come forward, and our shoulders are over our wrists. And now we're going to try to pick those knees up off the ground and come into a full plank position. Alright, so ankles, hips, shoulders, head all in a line. Alright, even just staying here, you can start to play with the wobble board,
shift side to side a little bit. All right. If it's sore in your hands, you can put down a folded towel, all right, or a small blanket on it. All right, and take breaks as you need. And a lot of people's hands and wrists, all right, arms aren't used to these kinds of motions. So just be gentle. All right, this is the advanced course, so we're going to take you through it. But now we just want to start to do a little bit of an elbow bend. Good. Now, so if we start to bend our elbows, try to keep them close to your side and not too far out, but in close a little bit. So we're just working the elbows mostly, not so much the chest. All right. Feeling that core engaged, keep that nice long posture, nice and straight. Don't sag your hips, all right? Don't curve your back, nice and straight. All right, take breaks if you need, all right? And shake your arms out, a little counter pose, all right? And back into it here. All right, little elbow bends, all right? So play with your body weight too. You can lean forward a little, you can lean to the side, you can lean backwards. All right, and we're going to give you a special lower back glute challenge here. So find your plank, all right, and see if you can lift one foot off the ground. And start small, all right? Just notice that shifting of weight from side to side. And this is going to really make your upper body work on the balance board when you change that base of support.
If your wrists or shoulders are getting sore, you can do this as a forearm plank too. And you may want to lay down a cushion or a blanket there if that's more comfortable, but that's another alternative you can do too.
Yeah, sometimes the balance boards aren't made for your forearms and wrists to be on them, but there's some solutions to that. So a little layer is okay. Let's make sure it's not something that you'll slip on. Good. And stretch. And you can always do more reps of those if you want. We're going to finish here by turning over and doing a little stretch. So we're going to find our figure 4 position again. You can start seated, all right, and cross your one leg over the other. All right, you want to really protect your knee. All right, so make sure your toes coming back towards your shin. All right, you're pulling it back. All right, and if that's comfortable and you can reach up for your foot, we want to try to give it a little massage. Okay, the other option is to lean back. All right, now your hands are free. Okay, now we're going to get the triple benefit, or we're going to be stretching the outside of the hip. We're going to be giving ourselves the foot massage, and then we're relaxing those back muscles, getting used to being comfortable on the ground. All right, and we really want to make sure to take care of our feet. All right, it's so important that we're able to touch them, massage them, get all that blood flow there, because there's a lot of small vessels, a lot of small nerves, and a lot of small muscles that can get forgotten about and wear away to the point where they're really letting us down. So keeping that strong base of support, keeping those toes healthy, keeping those feet healthy is critical for balance. You can spread the toes, massage the foot in the middle. Okay, so switch sides here. Yeah, you can do little toe circles, grab all the toes, go in one direction, go back the other direction. Hey, flexing them all the way down, curling your feet, hey, stretching them back, pulling the toes back towards the shin, hey, spreading side to side, massaging the arch, the sole of the foot, hey. Any tense calluses, anything like that, really important to just draw blood flow to these areas that are putting in extra work.
Even tapping the feet a little bit can stimulate the nerves and the acupressure points here. We're making a fist and kind of rolling it like dough.
Yeah, using your knuckles is a good way to massage muscles. Okay.
Oh, feels amazing.
Okay, so stay here if you like, or come back to another video. And until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.